everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this trip to Utah was totally unplanned, but sometimes those end up being the best ones. We landed early in the day and went straight to the hotel to rest for a bit. Nothing fancy, just enough time to drop our bags, freshen up, and head back out. First stop, a charming little cafe called Wayoyo. The vibe was cozy. My sister grabbed a coffee and I ended up getting the strawberry smoothie. It was super refreshing, slightly tart, and not overly sweet. Then came the food. A spinach empanada with a perfectly flaky crust and a warm, garlicky spinach filling that just melted in your mouth. We also got a mushroom sandwich, earthy, juicy mushrooms layered with melty cheese, all tucked into toasted artisan bread. It was the kind of brunch that makes you slow down and appreciate every bite. No matter where you go in Utah, it feels like the scenery is always trying to impress you. Even driving to brunch was so beautiful. After we ate, we drove out to Zion Park. The little town right before it felt like something out of a storybook, small, quiet, and full of charm. We started a hike not long after arriving, and believe it or not, there were just random wild turkeys strutting around near the trailhead like they owned the place. The hike itself was breathtaking, towering red cliffs, peaceful trails, and at one point we came across a hidden waterfall. At one point, we came across a freshwater river, clear and cold, gently flowing through the smooth rocks. Once we wrapped up the hike, we made a stop at Swig because how can you go to Utah and not go to Swig? I got a dirty Dr. Pepper with raspberry, and yes, it hit the spot after all that walking. On the drive back to the city, we were starving after all day, so we pulled into Chili's for dinner. We ended up sharing a shrimp fajita tray, sizzling, flavorful, and super filling. Our waiter was honestly the MVP of the night. He gave us extras of everything, like 2 sets of tortillas, double the sauces. It felt like he knew we were wiped out from hiking and just wanted to make our night easier. It was such a small thing, but made the whole meal feel extra thoughtful. Then we headed back to the hotel, tired but happy. That was day 1, and honestly, Utah was already showing off. Day 2 in Utah started with brunch. We got beignets, lemon and berry pancakes, and classic eggs and potatoes plate. The beignets looked so amazing, golden, dusted with powdered sugar, but honestly a little dry. Still tasty, just not as pillowy as we expected. The lemon and berry pancakes were super fluffy, but so tart, like pucker your lips tart. It was a no from us, honestly. The eggs and potatoes saved the day though. Soft, scrambled eggs, perfectly seasoned, and crispy golden potatoes with just the right crunch on the outside. After brunch, we visited a really unique spot, a Turkish cafe called the Wise Dragonfly. It was literally a house turned into a cafe on the first floor, and then on the second and third floor, it became something else entirely. Upstairs felt like a voodoo mall. There were palm readers, sound bath sessions, crystal shops, and super dreamy, mystical vibes throughout. Every corner led to another doorway. Every staircase twisted into a different direction. We even asked if there were any spirits in the house, and they told us yes. A caretaker spirit that looks after the house and a couple that stays on the third floor together. Later that day, we randomly spotted the school from High School Musical. No plan, no map, just bam, East High. One thing we didn't know though, almost everything in Utah is closed on Sunday, and we definitely learned that the hard way. I was desperately craving Swig, but of course closed. So we found a Swig alternative called Fizz. I got a root beer and blueberry mix, which was actually really good, like a fizzy dessert in a cup. Since most things were closed, we just started driving around Utah with no real destination. That led us to some surprisingly beautiful neighborhoods, gorgeous houses, quiet streets, and that perfect golden hour light. Eventually, we stumbled on this random viewpoint and trail, and here's where it gets even more unexpected. We made a new friend there. She was super friendly, and we ended up going to City Hall with her just to explore. City Hall was this big, historic looking building, tall stone columns, arched windows, and a kind of grand, almost cinematic feel to it. The architecture felt more elegant than we expected, like something you see in an old movie. Inside, it was quiet and echoey, with long halls, high ceilings, and polished floors that made every step sound official. There were portraits on the walls, old metal railings, and a kind of solemn civic energy, like you're stepping into something important, even if you're just wandering around. And just like that, our spontaneous Utah trip came to an end. We had an early morning flight the next day, barely slept, running on vibes and airport coffee, but it was all worth it. Thanks so much for coming along with us on this little adventure. If you enjoyed the chaos, the cozy cafes, ghost stories, and unexpected detours, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for whatever trip we end up on next.